Hi guys, Matt LUXTON here from FA Fitness and Blast Fitness Camps. I wanted to share with you today an exercise that I've been using with my equestrian clientele, which has really helped all of them in terms of their hip mobility, also their core stability, really sort of enabling them to get the full benefits, if you like, from their riding, whether it be at a competition level or sort of social level. With the exercise that I'm about to show you, the primary goal really is to strengthen the outer of the bum, okay, so the glutes, the glute medius part of the gluteals group. And the reason we want to strengthen this up is because when we're riding, we actually end up with quite tight adductors because we're gripping. And what we want to do is we want to try and strengthen up the opposite muscle group to prevent the adductors from becoming overactive and facilitated. Facilitated meaning basically that any time we go to do anything with our legs, the adductors switch on first. So by strengthening up the opposite muscle group, we actually take away the strain on the inside of the thigh because we're getting a lot more stability provided from the muscles on the outside of the hips. So I'm just going to shoot back to the back of the room here, and I'm going to demonstrate to you the exercise that you can use as well at home to improve your hip mobility and strength as well for horse riding. Okay. Alright, so what I want you to do is to get yourself on the floor in a kneeling position. You're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, okay, and the knees are underneath the hips. What I want you to then do is to take your knee, so abduct your knee, okay, away from the body, away from the other knee, okay, at 90 degrees, okay, and then take the knee back towards centre. Squeezing that glute muscle on the outside that I mentioned. Okay, you may not feel it for the first couple of reps. Okay, but you repeat there. Anywhere between 10 and 20 normally hits the spot for most people. The key with it, so you've just seen me demonstrate there with my right leg coming towards you, the key with it is to make sure that the pelvis stays level. So imagine that you've got an object on your lower back and you don't want it to roll off either side, because it's very easy to do that exercise and let your hips sway to one side. Obviously, as a rider, we want to be as balanced in the saddle as possible, keeping the core tight. So part of that is to make sure that when we're doing our core stability exercises that we actually engage the core muscles to keep our pelvis level. Alright, so from the front, if I just turn around and show you from the front, so you've got your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Okay, we're going to take the knee away from the body, back to the centre, in there. Keeping the angle at the knee constant, but just taking the knee away from the other knee, in there. And whilst you're doing this, just squeeze that glute muscle that we talked about there. Alrighty. What I tend to get my riders to do is to do between sort of 3 or 2, when they're beginning, 1 set. But more recently we've had them doing sort of 3 to 5 sets, 10 to 20 reps. And they've also been doing it as part of their home program that I've given them, as part of their equestrian specific program. And the results have been brilliant. One lady used to get sort of really tight adductors on the sort of second part of her ride, sort of on the way home, and found then that getting off was a problem after that because they were so tight. Another lady actually had problems getting onto the horse in the first place, just getting that leg up over, and this has really helped her in her riding as well. Also with a couple of jockeys that I've advised, they've used that exercise, and obviously because they're riding multiple times in the day, they found that really useful in terms of sort of deactivating or inhibiting the adductors from doing so much work, just getting the glutes to do a bit more. Anyway, that's Matt LUXTON and FA Fitness, and that's one of the exercises I use with my equestrian riders. Have a great